What's up everybody? Welcome to the 5th class of our beginner series. Today we'll continue to build on what we've done on the previous 4 classes by introducing some new twisting poses into our sequence. Today we'll be needing a belt and also 2 blocks or 2 stacks of books. And if you've been enjoying these classes, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. So when you're ready, let's get on the mat. Let's start by sitting cross-legged. Try to have your feet below the knees instead of crossing your legs more like this. Try to have the knees closer together. From here, elongate the spine, open the chest, roll the shoulders back a bit, and start focusing on breathing. Start grasping how the body is feeling. Allow the knees to lower by relaxing the groin. And imagine that someone's pulling you from the crown of the head so that your spine becomes long and vertical. And from here, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Grab the right knee with the left hand. Keep the spine vertical and twist. Use your inhalations to open the chest and extend the spine, and your exhalations to relax the muscles of the back so that you can twist even deeper, but don't force it too much right now. Come back to center, inhale. Lift the arms up and exhale, twist to the left, grab the left knee with the right hand, and again inhale, lift the chest, elongate the spine, exhale, relax the muscles and allow the spine to twist deeper. Come back to center. Switch the crossing of the legs so the leg that's closer to you goes forward. This will probably feel awkward at first because it's our non-dominant side. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Come back to center. Last twist to the left. Inhale, lift the arms up. And twist to the left. And come back forwards. Get your block off to the side. Grab your belt. And I'll start by doing it on the left side so that you can see me better, but you can start by doing it on the right if you prefer to do so. Wrap the belt around your foot, lay on your back, have the bottom leg as straight as possible, and by holding the belt in a position that's long enough for you to have an open chest and not be all crumbled in right here, start extending the top leg until you lock the knee. If having a straight leg means that you'll be here instead of up here, so be it. Have the belt longer so that you can be laying down on the floor, but don't bend the knee so that your leg comes all the way up. Have it straight. And then if your leg only comes this high, this is where it will be. If it comes higher, it comes higher. So hold it here, really activate the quad. Pull your feet, pull your top foot towards you. Try to relax the belly. And don't force the stretch too much. Allow your hamstrings to progressively open. And keep your breath steady. Also keep your bottom leg straight. Now grab the belt with just your left hand and open it up to the side. Again, keeping the knee completely straight until your elbow touches the floor. Try to relax the groin so that you can open up the inner leg. Inhale, come up. And switch sides. Wrap the belt around the base of your toes. Have it long enough so that you can open the chest and you're not all the way up here, and straighten the leg. Again, if your leg is here, that's where you'll be, but have a straight knee. If you can pull it further, you can pull it further, but the main point is keeping your knee as straight as possible and your quad as active as possible. Allow the back of the leg to lengthen. And now grab the belt with the right hand and open your leg to the side. I'm too close to the wall. Need space for my leg. Again, straighten the knee as much as possible, activate the quad as much as possible, and open up into the inner groin, into the inner leg. Feel the stretch on your inner thigh. Bring the leg up and bend. Rotate to your right, come up. And stand up. Come to the top of the mat. Have the feet hips distance width apart. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, look forward, straighten the back, straighten the legs. Exhale, hands down. Bring the right foot back, have the front shin vertical, have a lift to your pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your left foot back to down dog. Bend the knees and try to have a straight line between wrist, shoulder, and hips. Inhale in down dog. Exhale. Knees down if you need to. Bring the right foot forward. Inhale in low lunge. Lift the back leg. And exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Lift the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Bring the arms all the way up. And exhale, hands in prayer. We'll move on to our Anjaneyasana salutations. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chest and straighten the legs. Exhale, right foot back. Right knee down, and inhale, lift the arms. Try to bring the right hip forward by contracting the glute. Exhale, hands down. Come back to down dog. Really straighten the back. Inhale, shift to plank. Really push the floor away. Exhale, knees, hips, belly, ribs to the floor. Inhale, come up in locust. Activate the back, lift the chest. And exhale, a mild cobra. Lift onto all fours. Back to down dog. Inhale here. And exhale. Bring the right foot forward. Place the left knee down. Inhale, come into Anjaneyasana. Really lift the arms towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands down. And fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Straighten the back and the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to the chest. We got on one more round to go. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bring the left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, come into Anjaneyasana. Really contract the left glute, lengthen the back. And exhale, hands down. Come back to down dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, knees, thighs, hips, belly, ribs to the floor. Inhale, lift to locust. Really activate the back. And exhale, mild cobra. Come up to down dog. Inhale in down dog, really push the floor away. Lift the hips, lift the heels higher if you need to. Bend the knees more if you need to. And exhale. Bring the left foot all the way forwards. Right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Contract the right glutes. Bring the right hip towards the front of the mat. Exhale. Come all the way forwards and bend down. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands in prayer. So just like we did in the previous class, we'll go into sun salutations and we'll incorporate our standing poses into the flow. And we'll also be doing that with chaturanga and up dog that we covered in the previous class. So just as a recap, I want you to hug your elbows into the side body, but don't come too far back so that you stop seeing your elbow crease. Have them right by your ribs. And from here, have the shoulder heads coming forward slightly. Make a fist. And now pretend that you're stretching a rubber band in between the hands. Really activate the rotator muscles of the shoulders. Feel the back activation. And from here, while keeping the back active, bring the forearms center. Rotate the hands forward. But keep the activation in the back. This is the sensation that you want to aim when you're doing chaturanga on the floor. So come back to the front of the mat. And from here, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Bend the knees. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, right knee back, right foot back, front shin vertical. Inhale, come back to crescent lunge. Exhale, bring the hands down. Left foot back to down dog. Lift the hips. And from here, inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, knees down. And now hug the triceps back. Really try to bend the elbows by bringing the chest forwards a little bit. If you can, straighten the legs. And now straighten the arms. Have the shoulders away from the ears. Come into your up dog. Lift the thighs and the knees off the ground. And exhale, come back to down dog. Inhale here. And from down dog, you gotta bring the right foot forward, pivot on the back foot so that your heels are aligned, and come up into your warrior two. In warrior two, try to have the front shin vertical, the back leg straight, look over the front hand. Inhale here, exhale, bring the forearm to the thigh and straighten the left arm towards the front so that you try to have a straight line in between your hand and your foot. Inhale, straighten the front leg, come into triangle pose. Remember that you can always have your block ready as we did in previous classes. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And come all the way down. Come all the way back to down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot forward. Pivot the right foot so that your heel is on the ground and aligned with the front heel. Front shin vertical. Inhale, come into your warrior two. Have the back leg as straight as possible. Have the front shin vertical. Again, if you need more sensation, walk the back foot further away. If you need less sensation, bring it closer. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Extend the upper arm across. And try to keep the back leg as straight as possible. And try to don't lean as much onto the thigh. Try to be free to move your arm if you want to. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Come into triangle pose. Inhale, come all the way back to warrior two. And exhale, hands down. Bring your feet back. Extend the back in downward facing dog. Lift the hips. To lift the hips, lift your heels if you need to. Inhale in down dog. Shift to plank. And now exhale, bring the knees down and bend your arms so that your chest comes forward. If you can, straighten the legs, bring them back down. And now straighten the arms. Have the shoulders away from the ears and lift the knees off the ground. Come into your up dog. And put your knees on the ground, tuck your toes, come all the way back into down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, come into your crescent lunge. Really activate the back leg. Exhale, fall down. Bring the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, straight back, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands in prayer. Got another round of this, but with different standing poses. So inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, look forwards, straighten the legs in the back. Exhale, bring the left foot back. Have the front shin vertical. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, hands down. Right foot back. Come into down dog. In down dog, inhale, shift to plank. And exhale, bring the knees down, bring the shoulders over the wrists a little bit, bend the elbows. Inhale, come into up dog, straighten the legs, have the knees off the ground. And exhale, come all the way back to down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bring the right foot forwards. And from here, we're gonna inhale, come into crescent lunge. But now rotate the arms back, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms as much as possible, and try to lift them away from the back leg. Exhale, bring the left hand onto the floor. Twist up by bringing the right arm towards the ceiling. Come back down. Bring the right foot back. Straighten the back in down dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the left foot forward. Inhale, come all the way up to crescent lunge. Continue to rotate the arms all the way back. Interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, and now pull them away from your glutes. Open the chest. Feel the stretch in your collarbones, in the front of the shoulders. And then come down. Again, if you need to have a block to put the hand on the floor, and bring your left arm towards the ceiling. Have the back leg, the right leg as straight as possible. Come back down. Come back to down dog. Inhale here. Really try to lift the hips, straighten the back. Push the floor away. And then exhale, bring the knees to the floor. Bring the shoulders over the hands. Bend the elbows a little bit. If you can, straighten the legs. Put them back down. Inhale. Come into your up dog. Have the knees off the ground. And exhale, knees on the ground. Come all the way back to down dog. Inhale here. Exhale, left foot forwards. Inhale, come into crescent. And exhale. Bring both feet to the top of the mat and rest by folding down. Inhale, extend the back, create some space. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in prayer. We'll now introduce two new poses that we didn't do in the previous classes. One is called Parshvottanasana or pyramid pose. The other one is revolved triangle pose or Parivrita Trikonasana. For that, have your blocks ready and put your blocks on the highest height at the top of the mat. From here, have your legs slightly shorter, in a slightly shorter stride than you would have for your warriors. So you can see that this stride is kind of short for me to do a warrior 2. So this would be okay for pyramid pose. Have your back foot turned more towards the front than you used to. And now twist the hips to the front. From here, what you'll do is inhale, bring your arms up, and really activate the legs here, really straighten both knees, and now try to bring your hands to touch the wall in front of you so that you really create space in the back and really extend the back. Put your fingertips on the blocks and continue to activate the legs. Continue to lift the chest and pull the chest forward. Try not to be back here. Really extend the front of your upper body. And hands on the hips. Come back up. Bend the front knee. Come out of it. Let's repeat it on the other side. So have your right foot turned at about a 30-degree angle. Step your left foot forwards. And again, you can try to have the heels aligned, or you can have an even wider stance if that allows you to move the hips and to align both hip creases towards the front of the mat. If that's better for you, have the feet further away instead of having the alignment being heel to heel. From here, inhale, arms up. Really bring the chest forward. Try to touch the wall in front of you. Really pull with the hands forward. And put your fingertips on the blocks. Bring the right hip forwards. Bring the left hip back so that your hips are at an equal distance to the wall in front of you. Really activate the back leg so that your right heel is pressing against the floor, so that the outer edge of your back foot is also pressing against the floor. And remember to breathe while doing all that. Inhale, hands on the hips, and come up. Come back forwards. Now we'll do the same thing, so pyramid pose, but then we will be twisting into revolved triangle pose and do both poses together. So come to the back of the mat, have your left foot turned at about a 30-degree angle to the outside, step your right foot forwards. Again, don't have a stride that is super long. Have a slightly shorter stride than you would have for the warrior poses. Bring the left hip forwards. Have your upper body facing directly forwards. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands on the blocks. Keep extending the front of the body. Keep having the spine lengthening and really extending forwards. And now to go into revolved triangle pose, what we'll do is that we'll bring our right hand to our hip and start twisting your right shoulder towards the ceiling. And if you feel balanced here, try to switch the left hand to the right block. Find a spot on the wall that you can fix your gaze on. This will really help you with the balance. And if you can, reach the top arm up. And come down. Come up. Hands on hips. And let's repeat it on the other side. So, right foot at a 30-degree angle to the outside. Take a big step forward. Bring both hips so that they are facing directly forwards. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, really try to touch the wall in front of you. Pull yourself forward, lengthen the spine, and have your fingertips on the blocks. Extend the back. Try to bring the right hip forwards. Try to pull the left hip back so that both hips are facing directly the top of the mat. And now from here, bring your left arm, your left hand to the hip. Twist to your left, so bring the left shoulder towards the ceiling. And if you're feeling comfortable here, try to switch your right hand to the left block. Really activate the legs, really activate the quads, and this will help you a lot with your balance. If you can reach the top arm up, twist the upper body, and come back down. Come up, and take a step forwards. Put your blocks off to the side. Have your feet hips distance apart or even slightly wider. Inhale, lift the arms up, grab opposite elbows, and exhale, bend all the way down. If you can only come this far, bend the knees and come forwards more. Really emphasize the bending between your thighs and your upper body. And if you need to have your knees bent, so be it. But if you can, try to have them a little bit straighter and adjust the poses to your needs. Most of these poses are not about trying to fit a specific aesthetic of the pose. It's about working with directions, with actions, and with how the pose is feeling in your body. Especially when you're starting out, it's really normal to have tight hamstrings, and those are things that we need to work progressively over time. So don't beat yourself up because you think, oh yeah, I'm not flexible enough, or this is not for me. I'm not flexible at all naturally, and all my flexibility has come through practice over time, and it's something that consistency, if you practice consistently, you'll achieve it too. Inhale, come all the way up. Grab a block, lay it down on your mat. And now place the block in between your thighs on the lowest setting and really press the block with both of your legs. And from here we'll activate the core by lifting the legs off the floor. Have your thighs completely vertical, and now extend your arms forward so that your shoulders lift off the ground. And from here we'll be compressing the core and really activating the legs against each other for another 10, 9, 8, lift the shoulders off the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Relax your belly, relax the core. Catch your breath. We have another round of core activation. So lift your feet, have your thighs vertical, and now lift your shoulders off the floor. Really press the lower back into the floor. Compress the block with both thighs, and we'll be here for another 10, 9, 8. Really compress the core. 6, 5. Press the thighs against the block. For 3, for 2, and 1. Come back down. And come up. So to come into Vajrashtasana, or our extended arm side plank, come onto all fours, lift the knees up to plank, and from here really protract the shoulders, really push the floor away, lift the chest away from the floor. And now from here, place the outer edge of your right foot on the floor, place your left foot on top of the right foot. Remember, if you want to modify, bring your left foot forwards and leave it on the ground. And now bring the left arm towards the ceiling. Don't collapse the hips. Really push them up away from the floor. And be here for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Place the knees down. Again, remember that all of the poses that we covered, if we did any modified versions, and you still feel that you need to do those modified versions, by all means do them. You don't feel pressed to do the full version, because this is a program that's still very short, and these things, they take time. They take time to build strength, to build balance. So don't feel bad about yourself if you need to modify. It's about finding the right pose that works for your body and not trying to fit your body into a specific pose just because there's a certain aesthetic to it. So side 2, come back to the top of the mat, come back to plank, and now place the left foot on its side, right foot on top of it, or bring the right foot forwards so that you do the modified version, and bring the left arm up, really push the floor away, don't let the hips collapse, pull them up for 3, for 2, and 1, come back down. We're gonna do one more round, right and left. So just rest on your heels a little bit, move the shoulders, move the wrists if you feel the need to, and side round 2. Lift the knees, place the outer edge of the right foot down, and bring the left arm up. And here really push the floor away, don't let your shoulder collapse. Push it out, push the hips away from the floor for 3, 2, 1, and come back down. Let's go directly into our left side. So come up to plank, place the outer edge of the left foot down, right foot on top of it, and twist up. Again, really push the floor away, really extend your shoulder. Don't let your weight collapse onto the shoulder. Push it away from you. Push the hips away from the floor for 3, for 2, and 1. Come back down. Have your big toes touching. Have your knees as wide as the mat. And come forwards and rest your forehead on the ground in child's pose. As I probably said before in the previous classes, if you ever feel the need to come into child's pose at any point of the class, by all means do it. This is always a good pose to reset, to rest, and to find our focus to continue on with our sequence. From child's pose, inhale, come up, and lay all the way down onto your belly. And now try to lean onto your forearms and have your shoulders on top of your elbows and your palms on the ground. Activate the glutes, activate the back muscles to lift the chest, and now pull with the hands towards yourself. This pose is called Sphinx pose. Try not to just collapse the pose into your lower back. Really use the pull of the hands to extend your spine and to open the chest. Contract the glutes so that you help your spine get off, so that you help not compressing the lower back so much. Continue to pull with the hands. And come down and lay on your back. We'll go into bridge pose that we already did in the previous classes, but today we'll add a variation in which we will have one leg up towards the ceiling in the middle of the pose. So measure out the distance so that your shins stay parallel, stay vertical, and have your feet facing directly to the front of the mat. From here, roll the shoulders back. Grab the sides of your mat and lift your hips up by activating the glutes and activating your muscles in the back. And now really press into your left foot and lift the right foot up. Stay here for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring it back down. Extend into bridge again, and come back down. Lay her back to rest on the mat for a little bit, and we'll do that on the other side. So catch your breath. This pose is hard, I know. That's why we're just not staying for that long in it. We're just having a touch, just having a feel of what it is. Grab the opposite sides of the mat, lift your hips, really roll the shoulders back, activate the glutes, and now from here, really press into your right foot, lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, and come back down, stay in bridge for a little longer. Again, activate the glutes, lift the hips as much as possible, and come back down. Allow your back to rest on the mat. Put your right foot on top of the left knee. Let's do thread the needle again, as we did in a lot of the previous classes. This is a neutral pose that allows our spine to come back after doing some back bending poses. But at the same time, it helps us open up into the outer hip, into some of the muscles that we used in the previous pose. And switch sides. So bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Grab the shin, grab the back of the thigh, and if you can't grab either of those spots, just lay back and try to open up into the left hip without forcing it, without feeling any sort of pain in the knee. But if you can, try to start grabbing the leg and then grabbing the shin. And come back down. Twist to your right. And come up. Grab a block. If you need one for our wide leg forward fold. If not, you can sit on the ground. But having a block for this type of pose, seated forward folds, having something to sit on always makes it a little easier, a little more accessible. Now try to have the legs as straight as possible. But if you feel that you're falling back, place the hands by your side, really extend the arms, lift the chest. And if staying here is even too strong of a pose for you, and if you still feel that you're falling backwards, bend the knees a little bit. If you're okay with being upright here, you can walk your hands forward, as long as you don't start to round your upper back like this. Because if you're doing this, you're not gaining range of motion, you're not really getting more flexible in your hamstrings, you're just rounding your back and flexing like this, and that doesn't really bring you anywhere. So keep your back straight. Again, if you need to, back here, and progressively walk forwards as long as you can keep your upper back from rounding too much. As we approach the end of class, allow your breath to calm down. Allow your inhalations and exhalations to become a little longer. And even to become a little deeper. Come back up. And the legs, bring them together. Sit on your block. And cross your legs, just like we did at the beginning of class. And here, the same logic applies. If you feel that you're falling back too much, either sit on something taller or have your hands by your sides and really try to extend the spine by opening up the chest. And if you have a little bit more range of motion, you can start walking your hands forward as long as you don't feel any pain in the knees, and that you can keep your spine long and not rounded like this. Because again, if you're doing a forward fold and you're rounding your back all the way like this, you're not really gaining range of motion, flexibility in the hips or in the hamstrings. You're just flexing your spine, and that's not what we're going to today. Some of you might even be able to go all the way down to the floor. Come back up. Switch the crossing of the legs, so the leg that's closest to you goes forward. Again, open up the chest. And if this is all your range of motion, stay here. Don't even bother coming to the front, because here is the work that will allow you to progress further. But if you can, walk the hands forward a little bit. Keep the upper back straight. And come back up. Place your block to the side. And lay down on your back to come into Shavasana. Roll the shoulders back. Really extend the lower back. Take the heels to the corners of the mat. Place the hands on the floor with the palms facing up. Close your eyes. And bring your awareness to the breath. Try to relax the whole body. Try to follow the inhalations and the exhalations. And if your mind drifts away, just notice it and bring your awareness back to the breath. I recommend you staying in Shavasana for at least 3 or 4 minutes. You can stay as long as you want and as long as you need.